Okay, so I have my ground oregano. Most of the time I use this for chicken dinners, but I'm just putting a tiny, tiny bit of this on my seafood. And when I say a tiny bit, I mean a very, very small amount, guys and girls. You see my meat is starting to sizzle a little bit, so I'm just going to mix that around. Because seafood cooks fast and you don't want to overcook it. Alright, so I have my onion powder. Alright, I've added my Lawry's seasoned salt, and a little bit of sea salt. I've also added, which I said, my onion powder. I added a little bit of garlic powder. You guys know I use these 3 items a lot in my meals. And I added a little bit more of this, which is the Old Bay with blackened seasoning. They have another one that's not with blackened seasoning, and that one tastes a little bit better, but we couldn't find it, so we've been using this one. Here is my red curry powder. I'm just going to put a tiny bit. It does not have, one of those lids on there, so you want to be careful. And I'm just adding a tiny, tiny bit for the scent. A little bit to taste. A little of the complete seasoning, and quite a bit of this. If you watch my other videos, I've used this before, and it does have a little spice kick to it. So if you have children, you don't want to use too much of it. But I like this. My husband likes it, so we keep it in the rotation. And I'm adding the black pepper. And a little bit of dill weed. Just a little bit. And I do like to use a different seasoning, and I like to use a lot of them. A variety of seasonings. Alright, so that red curry really helps to add like a sweetness to the food. Alright, so now for the red sauce. You can see there's still quite a bit of liquid in my pan, and some of it just came out. But I'm going to turn my temperature to medium to high, and I'm going to add my diced tomatoes. This one is with green peppers and onion. So you can definitely use this if you don't have any green peppers, fresh green peppers. I'm out of fresh onions, but I do have green peppers, so I'm not sure if I'm going to chop this up or not. We'll see. And I have my Hunt's tomato paste. Of course, you have fresh tomatoes, you have freshly made tomato paste. Definitely encourage you to use that instead. So here are my diced tomatoes, and I'm just going to spoon these in. It smells really good. Okay. So this is what we have. Okay. And after I'm done with that, I'm just going to scoop in my tomato paste. All of it. And depending upon if you want your sauce to be thicker, then you will use more of this tomato paste, and you will let it cook a lot longer than what I'm going to, how long I'm going to let it cook for. I hope that makes sense. If you want it, thin, you want thin sauce, then I recommend you not cooking it for a long time, or, using all of the tomato paste, because you can see that it's really thick. That stuff is really thick in consistency. And I'm just going to mix this around. You know that your seafood is cooked when your shrimp is pink, or like an orangish pink in color. You can see it's hot. And your scallops are firm. When you first have the raw scallops, they're kind of like jelly-like. And when they are done and they're cooked, then they are a bit firmer in texture. Texture, I guess that's right. Y'all gotta bear with me because I'm sleepy, but I wanted to make sure I got this on video for my girl. and show everybody what we are having. So that is that. I'm going to cover this up for a little bit after I put my sweet peas in. Again, if you grow your own peas, you got your own fresh peas, go for it. So I'm just going to add a little bit of sweet peas in. You can add whatever type of vegetable you like. I'm not going to add much of the sweet peas. Just maybe a bit for color. Maybe like 2 or 3 handfuls. Maybe a bit more. And mix it around. I definitely encourage you to use the freshest ingredients. Alright, so that is pretty much it. If you want more spice to it, I recommend you using chili powder or hot sauce and more of the Creole seasoning. I will probably add this to my plate and my husband's plate. Like, I'll scoop out the food for our children, and then while the food is still in the pan, I'll add some more things to it. So this is the hot sauce we have, which is not really hot sauce to me. It doesn't taste hot. There's different types out there that taste very hot. This kind of tastes like vinegar or something, but I'm gonna add this stuff in to spice it up a lot more. You can also add more garlic. That has a little kick to it, and that's pretty much it. All right, you can definitely add chili peppers and anything else, you know, to make it as hot as you want it to be. So my peas are still frozen, and my seafood is not completely done, except the shrimp it already comes fully cooked. But the next step is to cover it with a lid I have not found yet. But I'm going to cover it, and then when my peas are done, my meal will be ready. So if you have any questions or comments or concerns, please let me know. With that said, I hope that you have enjoyed what we're having for dinner. Let me know if you guys have something that you want me to cook or try out, or you have a favorite recipe that you want me to see. All right. With that said, God bless you. Jesus loves you. We do too. Be blessed naturally.